How would you feel about a law that doesn't allow people above the age of 75 years to vote because it is not their future to decide?
1. That's putting a lot of trust in people to think of the elderly when they vote too. What about healthy 75-year-olds who are still working?
Would the terminally ill also not be able to vote? Would everyone be subjected to a medical examination before approaching the voting booth? But it is their future. They certainly could live another 20 years. Absolutely idiotic. Imagine effectively paying taxes to the state for the best part of 60 years and then being told by the state that you can no longer participate in the thing you paid out of pocket to fund.
Nah, lots of people I know live to be in their mid-90s. It is their future, regardless of how much I disagree with them. Edit, a word.
What's the best way to waste $100?
I had to mention r/Wall Street bits. If anyone know how to waste money, it's those guys.
Lend it to that one friend, don't worry, he'll definitely pay you back this time.
For fence and dry ice. Make one of those cool cloud vortex things that was on Reddit earlier.
Premium currency in a mobile game.
Put it all on a single number in roulette. You'll probably lose, but you've got a 1 in 37 chance, 38 if you've got the 00, of getting a fat return.
Send it to a Nigerian prince.
NSFW, what would you change about your first time having sex?
Being able to keep it up. I went limp with nerves. Performance anxiety is a fickle bitch.
The fact that my girlfriend said let's pretend that didn't happen afterwards.
Different place, or different time. Either way I could have avoided having some poor mom walking in and finding me balls deep in her daughter. My dick being soft.
I probably wouldn't have chosen the first night I smoked pot and got blackout drunk to be my first time.
What is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
Easily the time I was breakdancing in drama class in grade 11 and kicked a girl in the face.
What if the Bible was written by aliens and the rapture is just so Christians think it's normal if people start being abducted?
I'm fine with that.
It doesn't change anything, the burden of proof is still there and it has not been met.
A popular saying is nothing ye ever lost on the internet, but what is something you have been searching for years and you haven't found it yet?
The night that Tony Hawk did the first 900 back at the 99 X Games, they played a music video-like thing with Feeder's The Perfect Day showing all his misses and then finally the hit. It basically doesn't exist and it bothers me. What color is Griglin Gray? Grandfather always talked about painting his house Griglin Gray, but I can find no reference for it.
An Antique Roadshow episode where the appraiser asked the owner if they had cleaned a priceless Milanese helm. They responded, I hit it with a Lil Lemon pledge, and the appraiser visibly shivers.
That song I can kinda hum, but only know one word too, and to Google song lyrics plus love would clearly be ridiculous.
An electronic copy of the Machine Gun Dealer's Bible, which I bet a co-worker years ago I could find. In an effort to prevent myself from owing him $5, I am still looking for it.
Where do you personally draw the line between what you would and wouldn't wish on your worst enemy?
Guillotines draw pretty good lines on their neck. To the people I actually like the least, I would only wish moderate inconvenience. But I think for a true and proper enemy, there wouldn't be a limit. I don't and can't really imagine hating anyone that much, though.
Depends how terrible the person in question is. If this person is so horrible they do not even deserve to breathe the air around, then I say there is nothing off limits.
Fuck my boss. If there is a line, I hope it fucking murders his family.
death or diseases to them or a thief family.
What are the most disturbing Wikipedia pages to read?
I don't know about most disturbing, but Tyrer is pretty weird.
Guys, how the fuck do you post answers without linking the article? Come on.
Probably the ones about the fucked up shit that people used to do and just get away with. Starvation Height's a good one. Toy Box Killer. Do not listen to the audio tapes. The Otaku Killer. To sum it up briefly, this guy was a fucking psychotic maniac who tortured, raped, and killed little girls. It's sickening to read what he's done in detail.
Employees of Reddit, how did you first find out your boss was actually just an idiot that makes more money than you?
Dropped a ton of cash renting art from a museum's art bank for our decrepit Chinatown office. Then didn't have money to pay salaries.
My manager, woman who's in nursing school, thought that women were pregnant for 12 months. The time we got really bitchy/passive aggressive a few months after he hired me was finally boiled over when he got mad and said, "I hired you because I thought you were going to run this company for me. I'm a graphic designer, by the way."
When he told me instead of taking my new higher paying job I should just work more hours at my current one for him.
I write, on papers I grade for a professor. He accused me of writing slurs in my native language even though it's just a fucking smiley face.
What was the final straw that made you end your last serious relationship?
She told me that I was a cheap fuck because I wanted to cook for her instead of taking her to Texas Roadhouse. I was so excited about a new recipe I wanted to try out.
While we were arguing over a stupid thing, she took 2 knives from the kitchen and started to hone them by grinding them at each other.
She tried to manipulate me by threatening to break up, so the next day when I went to pick her up I dropped off all her shit and ended it right then and there.